Hey folks, first I want to say thank you for all the kind words on my first video. Unfortunately, Cicely's not with me today, and that's only because she's taking a nap, and I didn't want to wake her up, so maybe next time, maybe next video. But I was thinking about all the comments and stuff that people were saying on my post, and it made me think of a story I wanted to share with you guys. So when I first applied for a big tech company, that was Expedia, I failed. I failed miserably in that interview. And I remember feeling really unprepared. I didn't know how long the interview was. I didn't know how to prepare at all. And what was worse is that I remember at the end of the interview, I met with one of the VPs. And you'd think like a VP would be way more strategic and like high level. So I was expecting, strategic questions, and I was pretty good at those. So I was feeling confident. But of course, like this guy was like a mathematical genius. And he wanted me to demonstrate my math skills. And you know what, in high school, I think I was pretty decent in math, but I mean, I stopped doing math, I think, ever since, I realized there were calculators. And so I just stopped doing math. And so he wanted me to do math in my head. I was horrible at it. He tried to make it easy. He was basically solving the problem for me. I just had to kind of agree, and I was struggling. And I remember feeling pretty defeated after I left there. But then, a year goes by. I end up applying again at Expedia. I land a temporary job. I work really, really hard. And then one of the other managers notices me, and then she offers me a role after about 2 months into the role. And so I was able to land that job. And then I ended up working for Expedia for about 3 years. And I feel like I was pretty influential there. I got kind of a reputation as like the data guy. I was building, different, services that they hadn't had before. And I was trying to come up with new ideas. And I ended up building and managing 3 different engineering organizations there. And so I was pretty impactful, I would say. And so when you think about that, I applied through the normal application process and I failed. But I was able to get in. And when I was in, I was effective. So to me, the lesson is just because you fail an interview doesn't mean you're not qualified. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't have hired you, because the interview process is faulty. Obviously, the first time I interviewed at Expedia, whatever methods that they used weren't good enough to realize that I could be impactful there, right? And I'm not saying I know the right answer. I don't know how people should interview, but I know that it's a very difficult problem. So you should never take a rejection or anything like that personal, like it means that you can't do the job, because it's just not true. So I just wanted to throw that out there and let you know that even a lot of us that have been in these big tech organizations, we've failed many interviews to get here sometimes. And that's a very common sentiment. So, keep going. Don't be discouraged. Even when you hear these great stories of success, in my first video, I talk about my success, but there's failures in there. I've failed many interviews. So keep going. Sometimes it's a numbers game. You just got to keep going. Don't let those types of failures put yourself in a category that you don't belong in. This is about effort. Most of the time when it comes to success, it's really more about execution. Fortunately for many of us, most people are lazy, which means you can outwork them. So if for some reason you feel like you're not as smart as they are, then outwork them. So I just wanted to leave you with that. Just remember, for all the wins that you hear people have, we have a lot of failures. So just don't let those define you.